Basically, our bodies work in a way in that we have blood which circulates across the body through arteries. It's pumped out by the heart, and then it goes through arteries which have a structure which is a bit like a tree, I suppose. So you've got the heart, which is the engine, and it pumps it out into the aorta, which is the largest artery, and that's a bit like the tree trunk. And then the arteries branch off into smaller and smaller different arteries until they plunge into the different organs of the body. So the pressure in the arteries supplying the organs from the heart has to remain at a certain pressure in order to get the blood across the body. So based on what I've just said, blood pressure is just really arbitrary. It's just a number that we measure. So the pressure of the blood coming out of the heart is actually lower than the pressure in your arm, because what happens is that your aorta, which is, like I said, the trunk of the tree, is quite elastic. So when the heart pumps, the aorta stretches and then it pings back and it pushes the blood out through the body. That's one of the fundamental mechanisms of maintaining your pressure. We know from our clinical trials that if your blood pressure is above a certain level, which at the moment in the UK is 140 at the upper level, then that is associated with medical problems. And so every 4 years, the great and the good of the blood pressure world will come together and say, do we think we have the right target? And sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say no.
Because they can vary in different countries.
Well, they can, right? Exactly, yes. So, for example, in America at the moment, for example, the definition for high blood pressure is 130 millimeters of mercury.
Your blood pressure can be managed. It's not actually something to be scared of. I know plenty of people who have high blood pressure and it's been managed either through lifestyle, and some of the contributing things to high blood pressure are, or a lot of blood pressure, high blood pressure, people's high blood pressure are a result of their lifestyle, whether that being too stressed, not even having enough sleep, eating a very processed diet with lots of salt, etc. All the things we know that are not necessarily good for us. I think quite often the narrative around blood pressure can kind of get slanted towards older people. And it's not the case that only older people can have high blood pressure, younger people can too. So the age group of 16 to 35 have the highest proportion of undiagnosed cases proportionally to the number of cases, because they're not getting checked. You know, they're not going to the GP for anything else. It shows no signs and symptoms.
You don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So why would you check it? And if you think it's an old person's problem, I'm never going to have high blood pressure. You can still have high blood pressure if you're fit and well and healthy and young, obviously, as I say. So checking is the only way to actually know.
People's blood pressure can be influenced by their environment. And really the message is that, you know, thinking about your blood pressure and thinking about your lifestyle, these are positive effects on your life. Most people say, oh, this, you know, I'm very happy after I go to the gym or I go for a run or I go swimming. And they'll say, oh, I've changed my diet and I feel a load better. And then they might say, oh, I'm really concentrating on sleeping properly and I feel a lot better. And all of these things tend to happen in conjunction, and your blood pressure is a bit like a barometer of that. And we know things that, like you were saying, stress and sleep are all kind of intricately tied in with control of your body's